all of that power, strength, the capability within us. It often sits dormant until we are reminded, encouraged by someone that sees it. We are back with another reflection on the daily Vedantic, talking dat Vedantic. Today's reflection is on the power of encouragement. When was the last time someone gave you some encouraging words that shifted everything about you within whatever story you were in? Shifted your attitude, your approach, shifted your energy completely. In many ways, this episode and reflection could be called the power of satsang, community in the pursuit of truth, true community. Or it could be the power of a wise teacher. Because the anatomy of encouragement, for someone to give you courage, they need to know what you are capable of. It takes someone pretty wise to know what you are capable of, to know you. That's what this entire philosophy is about, is articulating thousands and thousands and thousands of years, articulating to humanity what we are capable of. Articulating teacher to student what you are capable of. What I am capable of. That is this philosophy. In a nutshell, it's telling us what we are capable of, and actually said even more technically, it's telling us, reminding us, helping us rediscover who we truly are and have always been, but somehow along the way forgotten. The anatomy of peace, because that is what courage is, an input towards peace. But it's not the only input. In fact, understanding is far more important than just courage. From the outside, it might look like someone has a lot of courage, but from the inside, that person just has a lot of understanding. Conflict on one level is harmony on another. In many ways, conflict is a prerequisite to harmony. Capability of conflict is a prerequisite to harmony. Our white blood cells recognizing some bacterium within us and attacking it successfully, that is health. That is homeostasis. That is healthy stability of your body. It requires that. It's not an absence of peace, is not an absence of conflict. Peace comes down to, does your understanding and your capability supersede your conflict? But in the vein of encouragement, it comes down to someone giving you increased awareness and understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. That is why this philosophy is so valuable. It's, if someone has not thought deeply about who we are, what we are, then they're kind of pulling at straws to try to give us encouragement. But if someone has thought deeply about who and what we are, what we're capable of, they're the most encouraging individuals in any room. It's one of the greatest gifts studying and reflecting on this philosophy each day, is that you end up becoming quite encouraging to those around you. You're like a glass of water in the desert, because it is so rare for us to find encouragement as we travel through life. It's the benefit of having a community in truth, because as you travel through life with a community in truth, other people cultivating their own wisdom, their own capacity to see the end in the beginning, to see their own capabilities, to see what we are all capable of, to see what our natural state is when we surround ourselves with people in that pursuit. It ends up being a wildly encouraging community. If you find yourself under the guidance of a teacher established within the wisdom of what we are capable of, could be a coach while you're playing football in high school. It could be an amazing boss, or it could be a spiritual guide that knows who you are. But when you find those people, you hold on to them for dear life because they can shift any scenario or story you find yourself in. Within Indian mythology, there are two great epics, kind of like in the West we have the Iliad and the Odyssey. Well, in India, they have the Mahabharata, which contains the Gita, which we've talked about many times in this podcast. And then it also has the Ramayana. The Ramayana has a bit more fantasy to it. It's rich, dripping in symbolism and deep philosophy. But it has things like a monkey, chief of a monkey army that talks and is incredibly powerful, serves the rightful king, has a wise bear advisor. It's kind of like the Avengers, but in mythological, philosophical orientation, and has been a light for thousands of years. It's been entertainment for thousands of years, but it's also been a philosophical light for those that peel back the symbolism just beneath the surface of a great story. And in the Ramayana, you have one of the main characters, the chief of the monkey army. His name is Hanuman. And Hanuman, chief of the monkey army, he represents the intellect that guides, controls the mind. The mind being, like monkey thoughts. The monkey army, the thoughts jumping from branch to branch. The monkey king is Hanuman, the leader of the monkey mind, the intellect guiding the mind that makes us these great servants of those around us, these capable servants of those around us. And Hanuman, who's this great character by the end of the story, there is this pivot. The entire story arc, there is this incredibly powerful shift, pivotal moment within the story, where Hanuman, who is in this endeavor to serve the rightful king and to save the king's wife, he's already serving, he's already devoted, he's already putting his life and limb on the line, but he is not sure of what he is capable of. In fact, he has forgotten who he was. He's forgotten all about his near infinite capabilities. And it takes the wise bear king to remind him. As the story goes, they get to the end of the southern portion of India. They're met by the ocean. And they have a suspicion that Sita, the wife of the rightful king that they're trying to save, is across the ocean in Lanka. Most likely modern day Sri Lanka, but that is up for debate by scholars. But he knows that it's across the far and deep ocean, and he doesn't know what to do. And all of this time that he's been serving, that he's been on this adventure, he has no idea what he's capable of. His devotion is clear, but his awareness, his self-awareness of what he is capable is completely missing. And I'll read you a portion of an English translation of what happens next. Jambavan, who's the wise bear king, says to Hanuman, "You are as powerful as the wind. You are intelligent, illustrious, and an able messenger. You were born of Anjani and Kashari with the grace of Vayu, the wind god. Again, this is like the Marvel universe of symbolic characters. You are capable of leaping across the ocean. There is nothing you cannot accomplish. In the shimmering expanse of the ocean, under a cerulean sky, stretched taut and infinite, Hanuman stood at the precipice of the world, on the peak of Mahindra. With the grace of his divine lineage stirring within, he summoned the vastness of his strength, and the mountain beneath him trembled like the beating heart of the earth. With a roar that split the heavens, Hanuman launched himself into the air, his form a magnificent arc against the sun. The gods watched, breath-baited, as he cleaved through the winds, his resolve as unyielding as the currents he rode. The ocean lay a boundless challenge below, but his spirit soared higher still. Everything changed for Hanuman when he was reminded of what he is capable of. Everything changed for his story, the story of everyone around him. When someone wise reminded him, helped him discover, rediscover who he really was. All of that power, that strength, the capability within us, it often sits dormant until we are reminded, encouraged by someone that sees it, that knows it's there. That is the power of a community in truth. That is the power of a wise teacher, well established in their wisdom. And that is the power of encouragement. To shift the story, no matter what story we find ourselves in, and to remind us of what we are capable of what our true nature is. And that's what this philosophy has done for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. That's what this philosophy does each day that we reflect on it. And that's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.